So the internet made me happy today, and that is not a sentence I thought I would say when I woke up this morning, nor is it a sentence I've uttered in a very long time. But I was doing some digging and found some really cool stuff, basically. Friends and I have been talking a lot about writing and how we don't write anymore. We don't write enough. And when we do write, we don't even know where to post it because everything is just noise on the internet these days. And I have all these ideas. I have so many things that exist in my head that need to be created, but usually where to put them stops me. And that's partly my neurodivergent brain. That's partly just, I don't know what it is, but it's I'll wake up and I'll have an idea and I'll be like, that would make a great post. I need to get that out. I need to formulate it. Oh, but where would I put it? Oh, I probably wouldn't do anything with it. It would stay on my drive locked away, and I already have a bunch of stuff that I've written over the years that's never been posted. And, it's just, I don't know where to put it. And I think in the early days, we knew where to put it, right? So anyway, today I went down a rabbit hole investigating quiet sites, calm sites, things that aren't covered in ads, things that aren't huge name platforms. Back in the day, I had a WordPress site and it got pretty big and massive. And over the past couple of years, I've just left WordPress completely. It's just for a blog, not sustainable. They changed the interface and the editors and just all these things that you get used to a certain way, and then big companies change. So I'm changing that in my life. I'm seeking out smaller companies. I'm seeking out companies who, when you have user feedback, they will actually listen instead of it just going into this emptiness of the void with these big companies. So I did some digging and I found some sites, and I'll put the sites that I found in the description. But it made me happy because it got me excited about writing again. Just writing, just putting something out there for the sake of creating, right? And as I was just thinking this today, like we've just had such a huge shift in the last 10 years and 20 years going back. 20 years ago at this time, I was in Spain studying abroad. I was in my first new country, studying abroad. And when I think of me back then versus me now, oh my gosh, it was just so much quieter, wasn't it? There was space to hear yourself think. And if you wanted to do something or share it with a friend, you just did. And you didn't expect everything that you thought to go to 250,000 people. You were lucky if it went to like 3 friends that you had, and that was that, right? These are early days. So like Facebook is just getting started. We're leaving angsty AOL Instant Messenger messages up. That's about all we had for communicating, and we didn't think anything was wrong with our lives back then. So obviously, we know what changed. Social media, everything has become about views and follower count, and it's just gross in a way. And today, as I was, finding these blogs, I found loads of other sites. The ones that I'm going to put in the description below are the ones that made it onto the short list. There are lots of others. Some of them were messier, and I just could not wrap my head around them because I do need something to be calm so that I can use it. But there's some really cool stuff out there. And what pleased me was that there's still people making stuff. Like there's still people who are not afraid to put their small little thing out into the world up against the big machine or whatever. They're not even caring about that. They're just doing what they're doing for the people that they're doing it for. So that was cool. Also just the ease of various tools that I'd never even considered. Like there's a site that takes if you want to, I don't want to be locked into Apple ecosystem, so I'm not going to do this, but it takes your Apple Notes and you can put notes into a specific folder and it will put that up to a website, a blog. So for someone like me who uses notes constantly, if I was doing a much more slower styled, or not slower, but smaller styled blog where it's just kind of rapid fire, that would be so cool. I don't want to do that. I think putting my thoughts out rapid fire is a terrible idea. But if I just wanted something simple, and I may use that for one idea that I have. But yeah, it just got me excited. There's so much out on the internet. But it made me think, when is the last time I bothered to dig below the surface level? Surface level being all the big players, right? The Instagrams, the Facebooks, the TikToks, just the news, all this stuff. And I didn't dig beneath it. I just left. I left it all. And what I found today is that I'm guilty of just leaving it all and thinking the entire internet is shit. When in fact, there are still quiet little corners where stuff, it's like business as usual. People are putting stuff out there, and you do have to be found the old fashioned way. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not about having 250,000 followers on Instagram. It's about telling a few people what you do, and maybe you get 5 genuine people who actually care about what you're doing to follow your blog. And maybe those 5 people tell 5 people, and maybe in a year you have 50 people, and that's it. And that's okay. Like, this is me reminding myself, like, we got caught up in fake massive numbers that don't actually even matter unless you're, flogging something and trying to sell something. And like, it is good to have an audience. It's good to have your people. But I think for most of us, your people doesn't have to be these massive numbers in the tens of thousands. So anyway, I also found lots of old school stuff. And I mean like MySpace era, just like the horrible UI. It just looks terrible. But people are still using it. And I think that that's great. I think that, and I hope that, we're going to see a return to the defiltering of life. Just not putting filters on everything, but just being like, does this work? Does it do the thing it's supposed to do? Is it a platform for me to get my thoughts out? Is my writing out there? Is it not perfect? Is it not, I may have made some typos, but it was more important to, can you learn from the whole idea? That. So the fact that before today, I thought, oh, that's old. Nobody does that anymore. And today I'm back to, wow, there's lots of these little weird corners in the internet. I'm excited to go hang out in those neighborhoods, like where you actually have to produce something worth reading for people to read it, or say something that is, maybe in a different way, or say something that is specifically to an audience that you resonate with, and stop trying to chase everybody and viral stuff. And I've never been super into chasing the viral stuff, but I definitely got caught up in, oh crap, this is the way the world is now, this is the way the internet is now, this is what's working, so I guess I have to do that. Even though I never wanted to. I was like, I don't want to do that, but this is, I guess, the way the world works now. And so it's kind of nice to have the internet be dead, I guess you could say, in a way. It's nice to not think about SEO. Like, screw it. I don't need SEO for a personal blog to put up some thoughts and stuff. And I look at all the times I ran in different directions, chasing and trying to be fair, I give myself some grace though, because A, a lot of us were doing it, and B, we didn't know what we were doing. This is all so new. Like, it is still so new. The rise and fall in the last 10 years is just staggering if you look back at it and think about what life was like in 2016 compared to right now in 2026 in terms of social media and the internet and how we used it. So I have been, running around and trying to learn things and do things. And that's the thing. By the time something's working, it changes and the algorithm changes, or something changes, or something's pulled the plug, and just all this stuff changes. And I do think to myself, what if I had just been writing for 10 years? If I had just been writing for 10 years, then I would have a body of work that spans 10 years instead of a lot of scattered things that I've never posted, or I posted and took down, or I posted and left this platform, and it's just. But there's always today, and 10 years from now, in 2036, I can either still be running around in circles chasing whatever the heck is going on, or I can be writing. And I know which one I want to do. And after today, that feels a lot more accessible. Do I think that there are 50 people out there who would read some of my writing? I do. And that's what I need to just think about. Not 50,000, but 50. and also maybe to myself, work on getting 50,000 words down.